Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the South. More specifically, today we are in Asheville, North Carolina, the city that you guys voted to have me travel to on this Choose My Adventure road trip. So I traveled to the Asheville area. I actually have my home here, probably about 30 minutes outside of Asheville. I made the decision. Felt like the universe was trying to tell me something. Felt like you guys were trying to tell me something. And I took 2 days off to spend time with family and to attempt to relax. I actually, I don't know, it's actually funny. It's like, I never know, I always feel like I need to be doing something. So trying to relax is actually challenging for me. I feel like I'm supposed to be out there. I feel like I'm supposed to be on the road, traveling, filming. But I did try to take a little bit of downtime. But today we're, as promised, we are headed over here to Asheville, North Carolina. I just wanted to show you guys some interesting things around the city, and I figured we'd start out by getting some lunch here at one of my favorite restaurants in Asheville, one of my favorite barbecue restaurants in the whole country. We are here in front of 12 Bones Barbecue. Used to eat here quite frequently when I was in the area. At one point it won the Best Ribs in America competition. I think that was a Good Morning America thing. And then Barack Obama, when he would vacation in Asheville, he would come here and eat at 12 Bones. So always enjoyed the ribs, such good ribs. So figured I'd take you guys and we'd get a little bit of lunch here at 12 Bones. So please follow me. Some interesting graffiti here on the side of the building. Oh, look at that creepy lady with that creepy red eye. Oh, and then we got Mary Poppins there. Waiting here outside for just a moment. Of course, a line does form on the outside, but you know, it just tells you that it's something worth waiting for. My table here, you can see a lot of graffiti, a lot of handwriting here on the wall. And look at this, they got Cheerwine on the soda fountain, as well as RC Cola. They even have Diet Cheerwine and Diet Right. You don't see Diet Right very much anymore, but I think we're gonna go with the original recipe, Cheerwine. And here is my lunch. I got the brown sugar ribs. This is half a rack. This is the 6 bones. And side items, I got some collard greens, as well as what they call corn pudding. Of course, the Cheerwine. A lot of people ask me what the Cheerwine tastes like. It's definitely a cherry soda, but it's got a very distinct flavor to it, a very distinct sort of tang to it. I encourage everyone to check it out if they do find it. It's hard to find outside of the South, but I know they have it at Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati. That's one place I've seen it. I think, now that I'm thinking, I think they were trying to expand it. I saw it at the Delaware State Fair. The Cheerwine had a booth, so I think they're trying to expand the reach into the Northeast. All right, let's take a bite out of this rib here. Again, it's one of the best ribs. I got the brown sugar, which is like a dry rub. You know, in the Midwest, it was more traditional to have like the ribs dripping in sauce, but I think the proper Southern rib is a dry rub. Yeah, definitely some of the best ribs in the entire country. I was a little disappointed. They used to have a sandwich called the Hogzilla, and it was pulled pork, a bratwurst, bacon, cheese, and barbecue sauce, and it was absolutely absolutely delicious. And I was actually thinking about today, I'm like, man, maybe instead of ribs, like at a Hogzilla, but it's like they took it off the menu. I don't know, it's been a while since I've been out here, you know, with the pandemic and then me going full-time nomadic. So it's been a while since I've been here, but I don't know when they took the Hogzilla off the menu. It's one of my my favorite sandwiches of all time. But, let's try the side items. The corn pudding is interesting. It's like pieces of corn with some breading. It's got some like jalapeno flavor in there. Very interesting, kind of unusual side item. And I love collard greens as well. These are like heavily flavored collard greens. These have got a lot of meat in them. You can just see like there's chunks of meat in the collard greens there. Comes with a piece of cornbread on the side. I'm not the biggest cornbread fan, but that's good. It's good cornbread. And I am a member of the Clean Bone Club. And actually looking at this, you can see there's actually 7 bones. There was only supposed to be 6, as it's half a rack. A full rack is 12 bones, so they went ahead and gave me a bonus bone. Now, even though they have discontinued the Hogzilla sandwich, they do still have sell the Hogzilla t-shirt. I do actually have a version of this, a black version of the Hogzilla shirt, but it's kind of old, and I'd buy this one. But it's only a 2X, so yeah, unfortunately they do not have any 3X shirts, which seems like they should, given the nature of the restaurant. This old abandoned building, you can see this Homer Simpson, who's somehow melded with Bender from Futurama. As you're driving into Asheville on that bridge here, you can always see the graffiti down here on these structures. It's always changing over the years, said different things. See, right now it's kind of got a bunch of signatures on it. But yeah, I don't know. When I always think of Asheville, I always think seeing this structure as I pull into town. Come down here to downtown Asheville, North Carolina. We're here in front of what used to be the Vance Monument. It was like a obelisk. I think the shape of like the Washington Monument, like a miniature Washington Monument, and actually removed it in 2021 due to protests. People no longer wanted the monument here because the man it was named after, Zebulon Vance, was was pro-slavery, big defender of slavery back in his era. Fortunately though, they didn't remove these awesome turkeys here. You can see they're shiny on top because everyone likes to pet the turkeys. Also got a couple of pigs over here, a big old mama pig and a little bitty baby pig. When you come to downtown Asheville, you gotta ride the pig. You can see here in front of the ATM, there's actually a tribute to O. Henry, an author that had a home here in Asheville. He's most famous for the story Gift of the Magi, and I remember reading this in high school. The gist of it is there's a couple, a man and a woman. They do not have a lot of money, but they want to get each other great Christmas presents. The gentleman, he trades in his pocket watch to buy some expensive combs and brushes for his wife, who has long, beautiful hair. Unfortunately, she didn't get the memo. She got her hair cut off so she could sell it and purchase him a chain for his watch. Now you see, he no longer had the watch because he traded it for the combs, which were useless because she traded her hair for the chain of the watch that he no longer had. So, you know, the moral of the story, you know, you try your best, you try to get your loved ones the greatest Christmas presents you can get, but in the end, everyone just ends up with nothing. Actually, that may not actually be the moral of the story. But actually, kind of ironic here, the right in front of the ATM. If they may have had some money in their bank account, they might not have had to end up in such a unfortunate situation. This plaque talks about the limestone carvings here on this building, and apparently this face here was actually the face of a local florist who actually was watching the sculpture being made. So the sculptor just incorporated his face into the carvings. And here's Amos, the Asheville Museum of Science. I've never actually been in here, so you know what? Let's check it out. Let's invoke the EM rule. Anything with the word museum in it probably has something cool to offer. Some fossils here embedded in the stone, and then a dinosaur skeleton. It says this is T. Carrei Terraphenis Carrei. I don't know how to say that. But anyways, they said that this is the great-grandfather of the T-Rex. Apparently existed in an earlier time period. This is a younger specimen there. You can see where the kids can climb up into the trees here. They actually have a little wooden nest for the children. Because we can hunt for dinosaurs in here. Oh, I see something peeking up. So you gotta very delicately very delicately remove the sand. Alright, let's see what this dinosaur is here. Oh, look at those teeth. Look at those, look at that jawbone. This is a Dinosuchus. It's like a big crocodile-like monster. And I guess it's its lower jaw. Here we have a recreation of the French Broad River that runs through Asheville. Oh, you can see the little houses there alongside the river. Oh, there's Asheville right there. Go up here and all the way to the rain clouds on top of the mountains, releasing the water. You can actually send a duck down the river there. Let's see. Go Quacky. Whoop. There he goes. Uh-oh. There he made it. Oh no, watch out for the giant. Oh, he's stuck right there. This tumbler here contains 10,000 beads, and it says that these all represent stars. It says the blue beads represent stars that possibly could have planets that could host life, and then our star, the sun, is hidden in here. There's one sun, as I said, it's a red bead represents the sun. We got to try to find the red bead. Keep an eye out to see where is that red bead. 1 in 10,000. One red bead. Anyone see it? I'm not seeing it here. So just keep turning this until the red bead turns up. Yeah, I don't know. This seems like maybe it's very difficult to find our Earth sun in here. If you see it, leave a comment in the comment section. They have a hall of gemstones here. And look at this. Some very precious gold. Now this is interesting. This is a case that only contains toxic minerals. You can see from the skull and crossbones there. It says that this rock here is called cinnabar. And it actually is poison. It contains mercury. Ironically, I think cinnabar is the most delicious name I've ever heard for a rock. It sounds like a candy bar that has cinnamon in it. There's just a big rock of arsenic. I bet if you swallowed that rock, you would not have a good evening. Big chunk of asbestos. This used to be everywhere. They would pack the walls of schools with it. And turns out, yeah, it's actually not good to breathe in. Yeah, kids, if you see any of these rocks out in the wild, do not attempt to eat them. Someone's been over here measuring dinosaurs. So look at that. You've got these 3 dinosaurs all weigh less than this big brontosaurus. Here's a big tub of rocks for kids to play with. Hopefully they've taken out all the poisonous ones. I have a laboratory in here for kids to do experiments. Look at all these things that they've left out. There's a giant lobster claw. I think that's like a deer footprint. And look at that. It's a see-through porpoise. You can see there's the skin side of the porpoise. And then you can see all the porpoise guts on this side. This here is Pritchard Park, and it's a little cold right now, but in the warmer months, on the weekends, people come and form a drum circle here in the evening. Just everyone shows up with their bongos and just goes to town drumming, and then of course in the center here people will be dancing to the drums. Although it looks like it's currently under construction, this is what's known as the Flatiron Building. I think they have Flatiron buildings in other cities as well. This is the weird flat shape. But here in front of the Flatiron Building, I also have a giant flat iron. We have a Rocket Fizz soda pop and candy shop. This is like a chain that has interesting sodas. A large selection of specialty soda, as well as a lot of old school candy here as well. Yeah, a wide variety of strange sodas. You have John Wayne root beer, Farrah Fawcett cream soda. There is looks like Rowdy Piper bubblegum flavored soda, which makes sense because he's all out of bubblegum. Actually, maybe it doesn't make sense if he's all out of bubblegum. So Archie McPhee toys here. Actually have this jackalope at home, and then they have this underwear wearing squirrel, the pug in a peanut, and some crab flavored candy. Had some lobster flavored candy when we went to the Archie McPhee in Seattle, and man, it was yucky. There we have an emotional support chicken. Let's see what sort of emotional support that they offer. Okay, it's more loud, obnoxious noise than it is actual emotional support. All these different colas here. It's Death Valley Cola, Nickel Cola, and my least favorite cola of all time, Moxie. I don't know, should I drop the $50 and snack on a 5-pound gummy bear? I don't think I could eat that whole thing. Here is Little Nitro, the world's hottest gummy bear. For $10 you can get a single gummy bear that will burn your mouth, but that's not nearly as terrifying as the Toe of Satan, the 9 million Scoville heat candy. So I decided to sample the King Kong Cola. Now, in my experience, I think Cola, probably the hardest flavor to nail. You know, Coke and Pepsi do it pretty good, but I've not found a lot of like off-brand colas that I love, but we're gonna give this a chance. King Kong Cola. It's got King Kong on the label there. Very sweet. That's, of course, got the pure cane sugar in it. I've talked about pure cane sugar sodas before. They definitely, the cane sugar definitely has its own flavor to it, so I don't know. Mostly what I taste is the cane sugar with like a little bit of cola flavor. Definitely, you know, not completely disgusting, but not completely disgusting. That's pretty harsh. It's decent. My least favorite cola is the generic one they have at Walmart. That's awful. That's undrinkable. But this is decent. I know I sounded like I was horribly bashing it, but no, it's decent. Just very cane sugar forward taste, as a lot of like these specialty sodas are. Then right next to Rocket Fizz, we have Madam Clutterbucket's Neurodiverse Universe, which is possibly the most amazing name ever. The window there, we can see a fortune-telling skeleton. Oh, look, this skeleton here has a koosh ball. Does anyone else remember koosh balls? Uh-oh, we have a skeleton bear, the spookiest of all skeletons. There it says, we have so much room for activities. Quote from one of my favorite movies, Step Brothers. Oh, and look at that, we have another skeleton bear going down the ski hill. Yeah, so many spooky skeletons. I think this one is the ghost of Christmas Present, given by his beard and his green cloak. Oh, I got some really cool dolls in here. You see the pumpkin head and then the skull face. And this one here is called Barry the Ballet Clown. See the clown there with a alligator skull for a head. Oh, look at these little can babies. See that one has a globe for a body. All very, very cool. Yeah, the store is pretty amazing. They have a Fresno Nightcrawler plushie made from vintage baby doll bloomers. If you don't know what the Fresno Nightcrawlers are, look that up. It's pretty creepy. Got some troll dolls and a snow globe full of clown parts. Up here we see all these vintage mannequin heads, as well as a raccoon eating some Cracker Jack there. These pillows are pretty neat. Have animals dressed up like Victorians. See the Admiral Rabbit there. I think that's Masonic Batman up there. Up here we got a very, very fine rooster. Big turkey up there and a raccoon playing in a minnow bucket. Love these old pennants here. See Hawaii, the Aloha State there, one of the few states I've not been to. And the Playboy Casino. Ice Follies on Holiday and Holiday on Ice. Oh wow, I have never seen this before. And look, is this real? That looks amazing. It's like ice skating creatures, ice skating lobster, ice skating octopus there. Wow. Chicago's O'Hare Airport. It's the airport in Chicago. These are amazing. That's a Delaware. Yay. The first state? Is that true? There's the Animal Fair at the American Museum of Atomic Energy in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Apparently they had a fair full of rats and monkeys. Wow. There's there's old Ringling Brothers. Old Ringling Brothers pennant. There's a Flintstones pennant. New York City. Over top these rocks, got an armadillo chugging beer. Figured we'd stop in and visit the Asheville Pinball Museum. A wide collection of different yard gnomes here in the window. Oh, look at that. Got a record player with Yard gnome spinning in a circle. So you pay a flat $15 fee to get in and play the games, and they do have the history of the pinball machines up on top here. You see Slick Chick. It says it was produced in 1963. And it says in the description it's an extremely lame attempt at a Playboy type machine. So I guess it was supposed to, be like the Playboy bunnies there. Here's the massive Hercules machine. This is one of the rarest machines around. It's 300 of these ever existed. It's the largest pinball machine. So you can see the massive flippers there. It actually uses a pool ball as a pinball. It says here it's not working currently. So it's very hard to get it working because all the pieces are custom pieces, so it's hard to find them. So currently not in operation. So this one here is kind of personally special to me. This Superman game. My grandmother actually has this in her basement. However, it's not worked in a few decades. She's not been able to find anyone to be able to get it working. So I've actually not played this in decades. So it'd be cool that I can get a chance to actually play this. What's interesting is it does say that this was the only, I guess the only time Superman ever appeared in pinball, which that just seems crazy. And there is an old school pinball machine. This is the pre-flipper era. They had to, at one point, they were like a game of chance because you just shot the ball and it rolled the way it rolled. But when they added flippers, they made it a game of skill. So it would not be considered gambling. Let's see the Harlem Globetrotters themed game here. It actually has a third flipper. Here's Captain Fantastic, a Elton John themed pinball machine. And the sign up there points out that for some reason there's a hidden Hitler in the corner there, holding a sign that says "Ring them bells." A little Hitler down there. A bar over here as well. And over here it looks like they have a phone collection, a vintage phone collection. There is the hamburger phone, as well as some other of these landline phones here. Although this thing here, what is this? This little pink monster. Does anyone know what that is? And in the back room here they have video games. A rotating universe there up on the ceiling. Here is Centipede. This was the only video game that we had at the local skating rink. Growing up when I was in middle school, I'd go to the skating rink every Friday and play a little Centipede. And I never knew this. It says here, you are playing from the perspective of a garden gnome, protecting the field of mushrooms. Maybe that's why they have the garden gnome theme here at the Asheville Pinball Museum. I never realized you were a garden gnome. I played this 1,000 times, never realized that. All right, we'll do one player here, and then use the ball here to move your character, which is apparently a garden gnome. I never knew that was a garden gnome, but get a good perspective here and shoot the centipede. Unfortunately, when you shoot him, he breaks apart, becomes multiple centipedes. I just for the spider. Oh, dang, got it. Oh, here comes another. Here comes another one. Oh, the spider snuck up behind me. Next up, Donkey Kong. Let's see if I can beat the world record. King Kong, not King Kong, Donkey Kong, stealing Mario's girlfriend, Pauline. That's not Princess Peach, it's actually Mario's girlfriend, Pauline. It says, how high can you get? Well, we're gonna find out how high Mario gets. I'm gonna make him jump, get the hammer here. Oh no, Made it to the second story. Let's do a little bit of Miss Pac-Man here. All right. So play Miss Pac-Man is similar to Pac-Man, but she has a bow and a mole on her face. And fun fact here, those creatures chasing her, not ghosts. Oh, one got her. Yeah, in the original instructions for Pac-Man referred to the ghosts as monsters. They're actually like octopus creatures, not ghosts. But here, we're gonna eat some of these monsters. Oh no. They've got their true form back. Let's get that delicious looking, gobble up the monster and eat a cherry there. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh. Always get me when I try to go around the corners. It says Q*bert was originally titled #! Hashtag question mark ! But apparently said this was a horrible idea for word of mouth, so you couldn't even tell people the name of the game. Since we're playing some retro games, let's give Q*bert a whirl. He's got to oh, you gotta watch out for that snake that springs around on its tail. He's got to, oh, I just jumped off the edge of the universe. So yeah, he's got to turn every space yellow. Oh, and then when he's murdered, he swears. So yeah, here we go. We got to carefully turn every spot yellow, avoiding those blobs there. And that snake that keeps chasing me. Oh, there you go. There you go. He was murdered, he swore, and now the game is over. Now this is a pretty cool bathroom right here. See all the superheroes up there above the stall. Some Star Wars guys over here. And in the stall here, we've got this old school pinball game called Star Battle. I don't know, it's kind of hard to go to the bathroom with these guys staring at you. Over here, have a old school telephone booth. It's full of homages to the movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You can see George Carlin there on top of the telephone. There's references to The Matrix, to The Lost Boys, any movie that the actors of Bill and Ted were in. There's the new movie there, Bill and Ted Face the Music. And back here behind Kiss, we have some sort of Iron Man wearing those weird shade glasses. Oh, I also spot the Nature Boy back there. So you just sit over here in these chairs and play some game consoles. Looks like they have a Sega Genesis there with Sonic, and I think that's Crash Bandicoot. Alright, there we go. We got Crash Bandicoot running here. What is a Bandicoot after all? Oh no, got the Indiana Jones rolling ball there. Oh, I fell in a hole. And this is pretty amazing here. This is Challenger. It's the only pinball game that you play against another person. You can see one person gets on this side, another person gets on that side, and then they competitively try to get it in each other's goals. See, it goes down to the other person's goal, and they can't. Oh, and then it shifts, and then the slant comes back to me, and I have to fight off the ball here. Oh, there we go. I try to get it in the other person's goal, but when it goes into my goal there, then oh, it launches it and reverses it back down, so it leans towards their goal. It's probably a bit better demonstration I've had of another person, but you can see it shift. Oh, there we go. It shifts back and forth there. So we exit the Pinball Museum. It says there's more coolness to see at the amazing poster vault and the Asheville Lunchbox Hall of Fame, 100 feet this way. Sounds worth checking out. All right, so I guess we head down this way. It's a pretty cool mural here of Godzilla blasting the city. Oh, it looks like they have the bat signal in the air. Oh, there's a bunch of UFOs over here. That one's abducting a cow. And peeking in the window there, you can see some meditating gnomes. All right, actually have a lunchbox museum back here. I did not know about this. Oh, wow. Got all these amazing lunchboxes here. I had this one. I had the E.T. lunchbox growing up. And love this one here, the Gremlins lunchbox. You can see Billy carrying the box that Gizmo came in. Down here there's a Heathcliff lunchbox, and I always thought as a kid that he was a ripoff of Garfield, but I think Heathcliff actually may have came first. I'm not 100% sure of that though. You know, Dragon's Lair, Secret of Nim. I think that's, I remember reading the book, and the book is about like super intelligent lab mice. Down here we have Lance Link, Secret Chimp. So apparently a show from 1971. Oh my gosh, that sounds bonkers. That sounds like I want to go try to track that down and watch it. There's The Exciting World of Metrics. It says that was published to help convert the U.S. to the metric system back in the 1970s. Never happened. Americans hate metrics. So Lost in Space lunchbox, and some crazy stuff from the 1970s. The Bugaloos, just a band of people dressed as bugs, and then Sigmund and the Sea Monster. And I remember when I was in 2nd grade, I went to the school library and I checked out Dr. Dolittle, the book. It was a big book. I tried to read it. I didn't really like it. I tried to take it back to the library. My teacher told me I could not take it back to the library until I finished it. And so it sat in my desk because I didn't want to read it, and I never got a chance to check out another single book that entire year. Here's some old school plaid lunchboxes. I don't even have any fun cartoon characters on them. I loved everything in this case here. You got the 2 different He-Man boxes. Of course, they're called Masters of the Universe. I always just called it He-Man when I was a kid. Then we got the Snorks, which were amazing, and Punky Brewster, which was an amazing show as well. There's a lunchbox there. It's just for kids that love disco. And there's the Bee Gees there, Charlie's Angels, and this was from a 1969 show called Julia. Dino Mutt, and then we have the Harlem Globetrotters. I guess this is from a cartoon. Apparently they had an old lady named Granny on the team. I actually have this Disney school bus lunchbox, and according to the sign, it's estimated at being worth $200. I definitely didn't pay that for it. And then this one's really cool, this Walt Disney Parks lunchbox for Walt Disney World. They actually reprinted this last time I went to Magic Kingdom in 2022. I was able to purchase a new version of that with the same print on it. There we have the Incredible Hulk and Hulk-A-Mania as well. It's another really cool Magic Kingdom lunchbox there on the Space Mountain ride vehicle. There's a pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean. Looks like in the 1970s they're obsessed with prehistoric times. There's a Land of the Lost. Never seen it, but I've seen the Will Ferrell remake. And then Korg. There's Kung Fu and Hong Kong Phooey, a dog that did martial arts. There we have Lidsville. I need to look up this. It's I've seen this before, but yeah, it's see the characters are all different types of hats. There's a pith helmet guy. There's a cowboy hat character. Looks fascinating. Pigs in Space from The Muppet Show. Here's a more modern lunchbox in 2013. It was made by Archie McPhee, called The Meat Parade. Says it's actually worth quite a bit because it was a very limited run. This is Ghostland. Apparently it was a combination lunchbox and board game. Have the Addams Family there. We have Lurch, water skiing on a tombstone. Then the Chan Clan. Here's a lunchbox from Hee Haw. And wow, I've not thought about this cartoon in a very long time. The Hair Bear Bunch. I actually do remember watching that as a kid, but I had not thought about that since I was little. Just sprung that memory to the front of my brain. There's Star Wars Droids, the short-lived cartoon based on C-3PO and R2-D2. And then have the California Raisins lunchbox, complete with the California Raisins that you could get at Hardee's. And they have video game consoles set up here as well. There's a Super Nintendo. Oh, looks like someone's playing Atari back here. We have Duck Hunt. Yeah, this is interesting. They actually have some arcade games in here as well. And there's no one down here right now, so I guess this is the secret. You come down here to the Lunchbox Hall of Fame and play games without as many people. This is the space theme room. You have Space Ace, you have Galaga, Galaxian, Missile Command, Gyrus, Star Castle, and even Area 51. Here we have a room full of blacklight posters, and you can just walk up and play a game of Tetris there in the middle. And they do sell a bunch of different posters from different movies and shows. So thank you for joining me here today in Asheville, North Carolina. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of a look at some of the things around town here. But next up, we need to make our way to St. Louis, Missouri in time for Trans World. Trans World, of course, the haunted house trade show that I do make a point of attending every year. One of my favorite events of the entire year. So I've got to sit down and kind of make a map to St. Louis, try to find some interesting things along the way, and hopefully you guys will come along with me and enjoy my trip to Trans World, and we'll enjoy the Trans World trade show together, and then we will continue on. We will continue on with our journey, with our adventures. But thank you guys so much. It means the world to me that you guys follow along. I hope you didn't forget about me while I took a few days off. But yeah, we're ready to get back in the driver's seat and continue on with this journey. If you like these videos, please subscribe. It'll let you know when new videos arrive, and which is right now every day for right now. Most days I took, I take a few days off. Oh look, the Lazoom bus behind me, the comedy bus tour in Asheville. It's actually a lot of fun. But yeah, if you guys like these videos, please subscribe, and if you'd like to help support the channel in other ways, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also, selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, including the Kawaii Carpetbagger Fiji Mermaid pin, which is still currently available. And until next time, until tomorrow, I think, this one's in the bag. And this is interesting. While we were just walking around the city, I showed this Vance Monument earlier in the video, and since then someone has added all of these signs to it. Interesting.